is helpless. A stop the Punk. A cover by Rollins. Oh my God, Rollins is the World Heavyweight Champion.
SummerSlam 2025 Night 1. Wow. The ruse of the century, Seth Rollins cashing in his money in the bank on CM Punk to screw over his first world title in 13 years. Rollins would emerge right after the big title win, revealing it was all a ruse, dropping the crutches and cashing in. He would beat a gutsy Punk who almost fought back and end the show with absolute power over the WWE alongside the rest of the faction. And the way he came out, I knew instantly that he was going to do the exact same thing he did against Triple H in 2017. I said, oh no. And in all honesty, fire moment. I love Seth Rollins, but I do hope this means the faction kicks into another gear now and things get a little more interesting than they were.
It's about power. Absolute power.
And for God's sake, can they get a name? Because while the story has been well told here about them getting absolute power, and I applaud that, I think the idea of every Raw ending with them just dominating sounds Reign of Terror-ish, so hopefully it's more interesting going forward. You even had Becky Lynch post her reaction to the whole ruse in gorilla position.
Some of my posts misleading?
Now, as for Rollins' injury, some believe he may have actually tweaked it, but it was less severe than everyone thought. Or maybe what they've been saying on Monday Night Raw, everything about another plan B or like another plan, maybe all of this has been part of the plan the whole time. I'm sure that's the way they're going to paint it, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. All I know is that LA Knight pinned the world champion last month, the SNME, so whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game. I'm so delusional, but LA Knight is winning that world title before the end of the year. But let's talk about the match with Gunther, because it began with a real technical wrestling display that I really enjoyed. And then the match just altered into a slugfest full of chops and strong style hits. The submissions in this match also make me really want to see a submission match between these two, because I don't know when we last saw one of those, but it would be fire. And better yet, dare I throw out the idea of a submission Iron Man match? I think that would legit make sense with how much these two have in their arsenal. There was a sharpshooter from Gunther, Boston Crabs, sleeper holds, and even a triangle choke from CM Punk at one point in the match. Then Gunther ends up getting busted wide open, repping the Crimson Mass. But in the end, Punk would hit a GTS on Gunther, leaving him standing, and then another GTS to win the world title.
Punk with a second GTS. Punk into the cover. Punk is the world champion. CM Punk.
Criticisms about the Rollins faction and, you know, the Rollins promos aside, I really enjoyed this main event. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm interested to see where things go next. But let's go back to the start of the show, and I'm not talking about Cardi B. The opening match, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso against Airbnb, was actually really fun. It was fast-paced, it was crazy. Some of the bumps that they were taking over the top ropes and the dives were kind of insane too.
Roman Reigns gonna go all out over the top. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Take it out, Breaker and Reed.
It was awesome, and Braun really shined here.
The hell are you thinking here? Oh my God. Oh no. Reed to the suicide dive.
But in the end, Roman Reigns would take the bullet for Jey Uso, and Jey would lock in, hitting a splash and a spear combo on Bronson Reed for the win.
And look at Roman Reigns! Roman Reigns shoving Jey out of the way! The Uso splash! Jey and Roman win!
I will say, it's so nice having a babyface Roman Reigns that isn't cringe.
We're actually in the ring together as a team after everything they've went through in their career over the past number of years. And Jey Uso wants an encore! He wants to run it back.
In my head, I was so worried that when the Tribal Chief character was a babyface again, it would go back to Big Dog Roman in some ways. But he's an old-timer. He gets it. He understands what he needs to do, and he's doing a fantastic job whenever he's on the TV. I also saw someone saying, oh, soon Roman's gonna come back to being full-time. Yeah, that's not happening. And then after the match, a video caught Bron Breakker limping to the back, so hopefully he was just selling. Hopefully he's good. We do not need him to be injured because that faction would be considered extremely cursed if he is. And I think I really need to see Bron Breakker winning the Royal Rumble next year. I feel like that has to happen. It has to be a Batista 2005 situation. I think from where he was in like 2020 to where he is now, he has been fast-tracked, but my God, he is succeeding and he is so damn good. And I think him being world champion in 2026 is a damn near certainty. Next, we had Charlotte and Alexa versus the Judgment Day. And in the end, Alexa accidentally knocks out Charlotte.
Yeah, referee losing control. Oh, and Roxanne just saved Raquel. Bliss was trying to bless.
And when you think Charlotte is about to get her revenge on Alexa, ending the Allies of Convenience, Charlotte helps Alexa with the spear to lead the way for Alexa to win the titles.
And Charlotte with a boot to Raquel. And her sister Abigail. Charlotte and Bliss are the tag team champions.
Charlotte and Alexa are your new tag champions, and overall a really fun match for the second match of the show. I've spoken a lot about Charlotte and Alexa being one of my highlights of SmackDown. Their story has been really entertaining, and it's been nice to see a new side of Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair!
It'll be interesting to see how this now impacts the Judgment Day and Raquel's view of Roxanne. Like, are we at the point now where we're seeing the decay of the Judgment Day? Is this the very first sign of the true end of the Judgment Day? Because they could really go ahead and continue telling this decay and tension all the way up until when Liv Morgan returns, and then Liv is the one that finally ends the group. And better yet, let's talk about Raquel Rodriguez, a woman who I have been saying for a while is far better than people give her credit for. She's had a string of really solid matches, and her match against Rhea in Saudi Arabia was fantastic. Her 2025 has proven that she is more than capable of carrying the big mummy cool tag. Kevin Nash's advice has changed her into a woman who is now wrestling her size, and it's great to see. And it's equally great to see so many people saying, no, I was wrong about Raquel, I can see the potential there, and actually I'm a fan of her and I'd like to see her be mid-card or maybe even world champion in a couple years. Which I can easily see her being like a Diesel kind of heel in that mid-card, and I think it would work really well after the Judgment Day falls. Then, after this, there's a backstage ad for Papa John's, which I only bring up because of this.
There's enough pizza for everyone.
I don't even fuck with Papa John's anymore. It's not even in my top 5 pizza joints, but if Nikki likes Papa John's, then we all eat in Papa John's. Then, let's talk about Karrion Kross, who appeared to a solid pop. I, in recent weeks, have never seen such a polarizing run of a star like I have with Karrion. I feel like all of you who watch my content get it. You get what I'm seeing in him, and you also know I wasn't always a Karrion Kross fan. I soured on him for a while, but I love him now. And equally, I see people just slandering him online.
To play again tonight, the fight that has assaulted Sami Zayn on a number of occasions here. And the referee is currently unsighted. And Sami Zayn, though, Blue Thunderbomb off the counter!
And then trying to play on the dark side devil arc in trying to unleash something in Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn's soul! And now Scarlett offering the weapon to Sami.
Scarlett tells Sami to use the baseball bat, but Sami says no.
He says no! An emphatic no from Sami Zayn!
Then Zayn gets out of a roll-up and hits one haluva kick on Karrion to end their feud. I'm not gonna lie to you, overall, I'm disappointed.
Haluva kick! Cover!
Zayn made it very clear after that that the feud is over as well.
Pat can finally put Karrion Kross in his rear view mirror.
I fear this may be the first big indicator that Cross is leaving the company. The match allowed Cross to have a solid amount of offense, but I just expected more. However, in a kind of optimistic way, considering how AEW is only getting better nowadays, I'm actually kind of okay with it. I am sad that ultimately WWE fumbled Karrion Kross because I feel like they had something this year that they could have gone with, especially after online and the in real life crowd getting behind him saying we want Kross. I think he probably will leave and he hasn't re-signed because I don't see where he goes from here. This is 2 times now where Kross hasn't got Zayn to say what he wants him to say, so I assume it's done. It's a shame, but at least Zayn is on the road to being world champion, and Kross honestly will be fine if he and Scarlett leave the company. I actually would love to see him have a bit of a career resurgence elsewhere because there's a lot going on outside of WWE nowadays anyway. And I promise this isn't me going ahead and coping. I know some people are going to be like, you're just coping. No, I'm fine. It's okay. Listen, some agendas just don't happen. Now granted, over in AEW's world title scene, the next few AEW world champions are kind of telegraphed. You've got the likes of MJF, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Darby Allin all in that conversation. So I don't think he'd go straight into that world title scene, but admittedly, him versus Hangman low-key would cook. But hey, this is all kind of fantasy right now. We don't know if he's re-signing or not. We'll have to wait and see. One thing is for sure, I'm not giving up on the Karrion agenda wherever he goes. Then we had Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship, which overall was not terrible. There was a few mistakes in their chemistry, but like honestly, I'm more shocked Jade didn't win. I really thought it was the most telegraphed win ever. But in the end, Tiffany would retain by hitting a PME.
Prettiest moonsault ever! Tiffany Stratton retains!
It does make this more interesting now though, because Jade is gonna have to keep chasing her first world championship. And I hope really a character change for Tiffany Stratton is coming soon. She could use a refresh if this reign is continuing on. Then we had Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll.
RKO! Paul sends Orton into the post!
But the question really is, did Jelly Roll deliver in his debut? I would say yes. He took some spots that you just wouldn't have expected him to take. And I'm really proud of the guy in all honesty. He's spoken about his weight loss journey, and that is something you just have to admire. Jelly Roll would initially get stretchered out after Logan splashed him through the table. Then he would return to the match.
Well, I don't know what Jelly's thinking, but he's trying to drag himself back in. He can't even stand.
But in the end, McIntyre and Paul would pick up the win at SummerSlam.
Logan Paul up top. The Paul from Grace. Frog splash for the win.
Shout out to Jelly Roll though. I think for a start, a really solid showing. Fair play. And yeah, man, tonight, night 2 is gonna be very interesting. Considering what happened with Cena on SmackDown and Rhodes going into, I think we're in for a huge wrestling moment tonight, and it's gonna be insane.